You did it like the Count. You sounded just like the Count. That was great.
I channeled my
This
Count.
is a very... This is very... Nope, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, I imitated Yoda last time. Yoga. Good old yoga. Yoda, you're doing it. You're doing the Count. It's very like... I don't know, we're in the imitation zone today. Welcome back to another delusional episode of Oddities. I'm Cassie.
I'm Kelly.
And welcome back to Strange Town. You're going to find the things...
Did we say that in the last
did.
episode? I don't recall.
Did you just black out for it? We're recording, we're doing a bulk recording today, so we're like this is the final, and we're like maybe a little questionable at this point.
Yep. I think I did black out.
So, all right, so Kelly blacked out. I'm just going to go ahead and say all of our usual things here. Check us out, follow along, support your favorites. Shall we? It's the season of giving. Thank you. That's all. How's my bestie? What have you saved to discuss on this episode?
Well, at this point, it's mine and my husband's anniversary.
Yes, by the time this comes out.
Yeah. So 10 years. Happy anniversary, babe. Love you.
Woohoo! Love you.
10 years married, 12 years together, actually, because that's literally what this is. We got married basically at the same time as our dating anniversary, so.
Oh, very cool.
Because I was weird like that.
No, that's cute.
I needed it to match up.
You needed it. I need it.
I need it. I also I want to shout out one of our listeners and one of our Patreon followers. They know who they are. I'm gonna say your name.
Okay.
Hi, Em. Recently went on a trip with their partner, and they brought me back some gifts. And Em purposely brought me back a little. Rock duck.
Oh my god, because of the ducks?
Because of the ducks. They specifically saw it and they're like, Kelly's getting this.
I love that. Oh, it's probably so cute.
It's adorable. I have to send you photos of it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's actually going to go on my dashboard in my car because it brought me so much laughter. And
that's a good spot.
It kind of matches my car. It's red and my car's red, so.
Oh, nice.
And I feel like that's the only place it's safe. It can't be touched by the children.
Fair. Okay.
But yeah, so thank you, Em.
Oh, thanks, Em. I don't know why I'm thanking them, but that's fine. Yeah. Thanks anyway for making my friend happy.
But yeah, so that's what I saved.
I love that. Oh, good. Oh, well, okay. Mine is... Oh, yes. Excuse me. I have exciting news. So there was a sweepstakes at work for a pet DNA kit. I have said in the past, I think, Boo is theoretically, on paper, a Labradoodle. When you look at Boo, she's decidedly probably not a Labradoodle. There's not much poodle in this doodle, I think. So
I don't know why, but Boo reminds me of like a little Scotty dog for some reason.
I know, she looks like a little Scottish lassie. She's like a little...
She really does. She has a Scotty face.
She's my little bearded lady. So anyway, I entered with a picture of Boo. And actually, my caption to go with Boo, you had to share a picture. You had to say what you thought that Boo, your dog or whoever, cat, whatever, was. Yeah. And so I was like, this is Boo. She just turned 2 on Halloween. She's theoretically a Labradoodle, but we don't think so. Maybe. And I said, I think there might be some terrier thrown in there of some flavor. And I said,
oh, I see
whatever.
That.
I said, regardless of what she is, she's 100% a good girl most of the time. And then I won. I won. I was one of the people selected. So we're gonna have a DNA kit. So I'm gonna find out what my boo-boo is. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for this. I was
I'll let
extremely
you know.
stoked for you when you got this news. Because I am 100% stoked to find out what Boo is. Because
there's lab in there. I could see the lab.
I could see the lab because she does have like body shape of lab.
Mm-hmm. And her
but I
ears
see terrier.
Mm-hmm.
But I see Scotty. I don't see poodle at all in this dog. There is zero poodle.
Like I said, there's not much poodle in this doodle. I think like if anything, there's like maybe 1%
0.0%.
Yeah,
0.01%.
Minimal poodle in Boo.
Like a drop. Boop.
She also doesn't have the intelligence that would generally come with the poodle side of things.
She doesn't have the intelligence that comes with a lab.
She just doesn't have the intelligence.
Something's lacking there.
Like I
love her. I'm sorry. I shouldn't shit on your dog this hard.
I shit on her all the time. If you lift up the ears, you will hear wind passing through, for there is nothing between them. She is my special girl, and I love her, and she's so full of love, but she's not a genius, and that's okay. She's our sweet little boo-boo. And we're going to find out.
Donut kick her off the couch when she was a puppy?
Dude, Donut kicks her off of literally anything. It takes the toys, and Boo just lets it happen. You know what? They're actually a really good personality balance. They just are. Because Boo's so easygoing. Yeah, like Boo is like the most easygoing unless you leave her home alone. Then she is very much not easygoing. But she's like,
there's just panic.
Then it's sheer panic. But like outside of that, like playing with Donut, things like she's just very low key and like, chill or whatever. And so it's great. It's a good balance. But anyway, first of all, I don't win things like that very often. Like I don't really win little sweepstakes and giveaways. And so that was great. Like I think I straight up got like a little adrenaline rush when I got the email. Like, congratulations. I was like, hell yeah.
Not saying you don't deserve that, but that also could have been due to the fact of lack of sleep this week.
And also just like, I think I was running on adrenaline this week was fucking crazy. But anyway.
It was.
There was so much happening. But anyway, so once we get the kit and we run it and everything, of course I will share the results with the Odd Fam. Because I mean, if anybody really cares,
okay,
I'm going to share it even if you don't care.
Yeah,
I'm going to share
whether
regardless.
you like it or not. Gosh.
So sign your happy asses up. So anyway, that was the bit of information that I inadvertently saved.
You know what? We said this on the Patreon, but we did not say this on the podcast, and it's now a week after the fact. But everyone, we just want you to know we're thankful for you. Happy Thanksgiving.
We are thankful for you. We did say Happy Thanksgiving, but we are thankful for you.
Yeah.
Did you black out for the Happy Thanksgiving part?
I think I just blacked out.
The entire fucking episode?
Listen. First off, we talked about gelatin a lot, and we know how I feel about that now.
You had to actively dissociate. You were like, I need to be on another plane of existence right now. Kelly was astral projecting literally anywhere else while she was talking about gelatin.
On the other part of it, I am not joking when I said I think collectively I have had 5 hours of sleep this week.
Oh my!
So
we're I don't think I'm much far ahead of you. This was just like a hell week. There was something in the air.
This was a hell week.
Yeah.
After I edit today,
naps.
I'm watching reruns and taking naps. I
had a girl. Yeah. After I edit, I'm picking up Corey's ass, and I think we're gonna play Hogwarts.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should.
Excitement.
So.
And I'm strongly considering not cooking dinner tonight.
I see nothing wrong with that.
All right. I just feel like maybe that's not the move today. And I think that's the case for you as well.
I've got a rotisserie chicken in the fridge. I'm all good with microwave.
Oh, you're set. Excellent. You need to make some Italian penicillin. You got to make some pastina, mama.
You know what? You're not wrong.
That was my childhood when I was ill.
God, that stuff is so good.
It's delicious.
My mouth is watering now.
I know. It could go with rotisserie chicken. I'm just saying.
It really can.
It goes with anything.
It really does.
It does. Wow. Actually, I have to be honest with you. This intro has gone longer than I would have expected based on how we're functioning today. I'm proud of us.
I just looked over and I was like, "Holy crap, we're doing good."
We're not going to make it to 13, but I think we've We made it pretty much to 10, and based on where we're operating at today, that's gold star.
Yep.
Aces. Go us. All right, well let's party. I went first last time. Would you like to kick off this rodeo?
Sure, but I'm warning you right now, if I'm probably going to giggle. And
That's fine.
I'm going to
Nothing
apologize
serious.
now. I don't mean to giggle, but there's going to be a moment that I giggle because lack of sleep, and I'm 12.
Well, so it's out there.
I'm talking about a legend today.
A legend.
A folklore entity,
okay.
a story. One might
I'm
say.
very curious as to what this is because you've given me slight background information, and I'm really curious as to what this story could possibly be. So
now, this is very much on the short side, and I was almost tempted not to cover it because it's so short, and I really couldn't find any more on it. But at the same time, it was just so good that I was like, nope, it's getting covered.
It's getting covered. Okay.
It's getting talked about. It's happening. So, this comes from the Semarang and the capital of Java province in Indonesia.
Wow. Okay, so we're going very far away today.
Yes. I'm talking about the Wewe Gombel myth.
Of course.
And this is apparently a very horrifying entity.
Oh.
With super long boobs.
Is that what makes her so horrifying? She just has really long titties.
She actually looks very scary. I'm not going to lie, but...
Is it the boobs? I'm going to look her up.
Oh my god. Her breasts literally wrap around her arms.
Oh, what? Love that. Wait, what is she? Wewe?
Wewe, W-E-W-E.
Oh, I did W-E-I. Okay.
Gombel, G-O-M-B-E-L.
Wee. Oh my god, look at those things. You're right. She is a freaky bitch,
reaction.
though. It's like a shawl.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Like she does wear them like a shawl.
You know, can you tie them in a knot? Can you tie them in a bow?
Oh.
Do your boobs hang low?
I should have saw that one coming. You know, guys, I am going to sidebar here. I told Cassie this last week. When I do my research and when I'm like writing my topic out, I often pause and think about how Cassie will react.
And did you expect that one?
That one I should have saw that one coming.
She's a freaky lady. You know what though? Listen, gravity and age comes for us all ladies. So yeah. By the time I'm 200, my boobs will hit the front of my knees and my ass will hit the back of my knees, and I'll just slap whenever I want.
And you'll just swing.
And I'll just swing to and fro, baby.
So I'm gonna keep rolling now, and
you're like, that aside, let's just move on. Okay.
This is known as a Javanese legend.
Okay.
Her tale is a tragic one.
Oh.
And when it comes to scary-looking ghosts and monsters of Eastern lore, she is very misunderstood.
Same.
So, as the story goes, there was a couple living in the village of Bukit Gombel after years of marriage and failed to be able to produce a child. The husband lost interest in his wife, realizing she was barren. So
what a fucking piece of shit. That guy's a fucking asshole. Oh, Jesus Christ.
It gets so much worse. He began to neglect her and ignore her.
Mm-hmm.
He started leaving her alone, and then one day she followed him and found him cheating on her and sleeping with another woman.
Fucking garbage.
The story goes, there's like a few different ones. Hurt by her husband's betrayal, she became furious and killed him.
Love that, sure. Let's just kill his ass.
Faced with the crime, angry neighbors gathered in a mob and chased her from the village.
Oh, don't love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
In other stories, that's not included, but in one particular story, this was included.
Okay.
Despairing she was ostracized from the village. She was condemned because, you know, murder and all this, but like, you know, he was
Sure.
cheating, just like he committed
So,
a sin too, whatever.
Yeah,
But she's a woman, so screw her.
Yeah, so we'll just overlook that and while we're at it, let's just, you know, burn her. Let's light her on fire.
Yeah, she was continually harassed, continually just ostracized for her crimes. She eventually committed suicide.
Oh. Wewe.
After her death, her vengeful spirit became Wewe Gombel.
Okay, we love a comeback. Sure.
Folklore says that she dwells in the crown of Argel Pineda palm, which is like a tree.
Oh.
And she has a nest at the top of it.
Oh, shit. Oh, she's like, okay, that's cool. A little tree house.
Legend says she kidnaps children.
Okay.
Which sounds horrifying.
It sounds a little horrifying. Baba Yaga.
Yeah. This is where I guess she's misunderstood. At night, Wewe goes out in search of children to kidnap them to make up for children she was never able to bear in life.
Okay, I thought that was kind of the case.
She tucks children under her gigantic breasts and returns the children to her nests and cares for them, loves them, nurtures them. The big twist is she only kidnaps children who are abused and neglected by their parents.
Okay. I have so much going for. First of all, she's got two built-in baby Bjorns, so we love that for her. She's an efficient lady. Second of all, I don't see a problem with any of this.
Right?
She's like the Robin Hood of mothers, ghost demon mothers. She's like, I'm going to take from these assholes and just go ahead and make a better life for these kiddos. That's cool.
Yes. And actually, she is willing to return the children if the parents prove that they have changed and are worthy to have their children back.
What? Why aren't they portraying this woman as like a total like goddess? Why is she not being portrayed better in art? I'm annoyed.
What she's portrayed as is this myth is taught to encourage children to be cautious and stay home at night.
Okay. I mean, sure. But also
like, I don't know, if I was a kid that was being mistreated by my parents, no, my ass would be outside waiting for Wewe to take me away with her boobs.
Excuse me.
Bless you.
Like, come on, come pick me up. Let's go for a ride in those things.
Strap me up, baby.
Strap me up. Wow, this is a big twist. I didn't expect any of this.
It's kind of wild, right?
It's very wild.
I love her.
I love her,
I'm not gonna lie. I think her killing was justified. Because screw him.
Yeah, fuck him. Screw that. Wasn't her fault. Screw you. Yeah.
I think it's very interesting. Like, she doesn't harm the kids at all. She wants to take care of them. She wants to love them. She is filling a hole in her heart that she just had from not having her own.
And a hole in their lives.
She is
so
helping.
We love a 2-for-1 deal.
Yeah. And that is, like I said, this is very short. That is Wewe Gombel. I
love that. I mean, I don't love that her life sucked so hard.
Yeah. But like...
And I don't love that that's how they're like artistic. Like, I don't like the artistic renderings of her now. But that's okay.
I love that you're like, she's got built-in baby Bjorns.
Not just one, but two. I mean, she could sit like 6 kids under those things if she does it right.
She really can.
I mean, she can put those. Look, that's fine. She's just been blessed. That's okay. Wow. I got to be honest. None of that is at all what I expected. That you were like, I have a myth from like Java, and I was like, this bitch is gonna be fucking freaky. And then she's just like she's like a lovable character.
Yeah.
Wow. Good one. Nice find, bestie.
Thank
well
you.
Done. Absolutely different location for sure.
Plot
but also direction. Although still in the realm of ghostalas. So, and things. So, yeah. I'm covering the Myrtle Plantation. This is from listener Brian. Thank you, listener Brian.
Thank you, Brian.
We appreciate you. So, I'm covering the Myrtle Plantation. It is located in the deep American South, where summers are warm and the air is thick. Hmm? You like
Mm-hmm.
that intro?
Yes, I did.
Um, the Myrtle Plantation, it's in St. Francisville, Louisiana. So basically, we're right in the thick of where we've got major spirits of overworked slaves and brutal masters, of course. A rich, terrible history. It's has the Myrtle Plantation is actually very beautiful. It's got this beautiful, like majestic wraparound veranda. There's blue trim. It's got 20 rooms. It sits high on the ground. It's really beautiful. It kind of looks like it's out of a storybook. Regardless, the history is not decidedly not beautiful. So our story. I'm just gonna go straight into some hauntings here because this shit is known to be haunted. So our story begins with
Ooh.
a newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Clark Woodruff. Mr. Clark Woodruff was a prestigious judge, and was known to own numerous slaves. Boo! But that was the norm of the time. One of his, not to justify it, one of his house slaves went by the name of Chloe. And for many years, Chloe unfortunately fell victim to Woodruff's cruelty. She tried to, there's a lot of different ways that this story goes, so there's a couple variations, but essentially, Chloe tried to protect herself from the abuse by listening into the Woodruff's conversations and modifying her behavior accordingly. One day, after being caught eavesdropping, the story goes that Woodruff had Chloe's ears cut off. And
I bet you
Donut
got a
has a lot to say
delivery.
about that. I probably got a delivery, yes. Um, so he cuts off her ears, and she's forced to
Oh.
carry this shame and like disfigurement for the rest of her life. Her mutilation was hidden at the request of the Woodruffs by the use of like a green turban, like a head wrap. No one would see this very spooky picture of her ears just like missing. But the painful experience, of course, would stay with Chloe and thus inspire her to make some plans for revenge.
We love revenge.
Yeah, we're here for it, Chloe. So, the ninth birthday of the Woodruff's daughter rolls around. Chloe is baking the cake, and she places an extract from poisonous oleander leaves into the cake. Chloe's plan.
Ooh.
Now, this is where the story kind of diverges. Like one plan was, well, I'll get to that in a second, but how this version goes is that her plan was to poison Mrs. Woodruff and the children to get back at Mr. Woodruff. Some other sources say it was never her intention to kill the family members, but rather to make them sick, like just very ill. And the reason being that Chloe wanted to get them sick so she could nurse them back to health, because in the South at this time, local healers were among the most respected of the community.
Oh, okay.
So if Chloe could essentially heal the family, she'd be kind of safe from this harsh reality of working in these fields and everything and all the shit that she was facing, and her status would be kind of elevated a little bit.
Yeah.
Tragically, this dosage was lethal. It kills Mrs. Woodruff, it kills the two children. After word spread of her actions on the plantation, the other slaves were the ones to take revenge. And Chloe was hanged by the neck for everyone to witness
Yeah.
until the life drained from her body, and then she was then weighed down by rocks and thrown into the Mississippi River. Now, here's what's interesting. It's not known whether Chloe actually existed. The U.S. federal census confirms that the family owned 5 enslaved people in 1820 and 32 enslaved people in 1830.
Mm-hmm.
Historical documentation does not support the legend, as there's no known records of the Woodruffs owning a slave named Chloe or different variations of the spelling. However, I'm not entirely surprised by that. Like a lot of times, like new names would have been given on like plantations, like stripped of their identity, like, and why would
Yeah.
that be? Why would that be tracked in the census? It wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't.
wouldn't
There's a
be.
lot of shit that
Especially
wasn't
in that time.
documented. Especially in that time, especially under those circumstances, there were like just a lot of things that weren't documented properly, right? So that's kind of the argument there. The legends also claim that like that Mrs. Woodruff and her 2 daughters were poisoned, but in fact, one of them survived well into adulthood, supposedly, and then finally, like, it's also said that no, that's not true. And like they actually died, but it wasn't because of poisoning. They succumbed to yellow fever. So there's a lot of factual like inaccuracy and question marks around the Chloe story. But regardless, it's known and said that a woman wearing a green turban haunts the plantation, which
Oh.
is consistent with the Chloe story. Anyway, this plantation was also the site of other gruesome activity post Chloe, right? There was a new owner that came in, a wealthy family man. He had 5 children, and all of those children would pass away from tuberculosis on the property. The home was later passed to, I'm sorry, 4 of the children. The home was later passed to one of his surviving daughters and her husband, known as the Winters. Mr. Winter was a proud member of his community. He did his part by teaching Sunday school at his home. One day, as Mr. Winter was teaching, an unknown man rode up on a horse yelling to see him. Mr. Winter comes out to address this man and speak with him, and then he's shot at point blank range on his front porch. Winters retreats into his home. He staggers up the stairs to eventually die in the arms of his wife. And it is said that today you can still hear the sound of his strong and forceful stomps lingering in the home, as people often hear like these reports of heavy footsteps on the empty staircase. The plantation also went on to be used as a film set for movies like The Long Hot Summer. Those visitors were not safe from having their own paranormal encounters. While filming, cast and crew members reported witnessing furniture moving around the home all on its own, and they could find nothing to explain the activity. The paranormal activity became more noticeable beginning in the 70s. And isn't that always the fucking case?
Yep. Drugs.
It's always the drugs. Drugs, baby. So, it was purchased by a family called the Myers family. Multiple guests and residents reported seeing the transparent and ghostly apparitions of a young girl wearing a green turban throughout the property. In 1992, an owner took a famous photo that they believe captures the Chloe spirit. It is an interesting picture. I don't know that I believe it's a ghost. Rather, it could just be some sort of a weird, like, plant artifact, I think. But you can look up the picture. It's interesting to see. They have a little red arrow pointing towards what they believe is Chloe. The photo was intended to be used to secure an insurance policy for the home in case of fire or other natural disasters, not to prove paranormal activity. Like they weren't going on like a ghost hunt or something. And then they developed the pictures and they were like, okay, this human figure wasn't in the photo when we took them. We didn't notice this at all until it was developed. The owner reports that there was no one in that area at the time that the photo was taken. One of the other spookala-bookala paranormal reports that occurs inside the home is in the grand hallway. There's this antique mirror just outside of the dining room, and the visitors report seeing what they are saying are Woodruff's children appear in the mirror near the room where they were supposedly poisoned. I know. I would shit. Instantly shit my pants. Instantly. One researcher notes that each time the mirror is replaced or it's re-silvered, the same handprint will reappear.
Oh.
Which is spooky.
Interesting.
I know. And then there's some additional legends. So I have like a few more details here. So there are a variety of other legends surrounding the Myrtle Plantation. The house is reputedly built over none other than a Native American burial ground.
There you go.
There it is. There it is. And it's said that the ghost of a young Native American woman has been reported. During the Civil War, the house was ransacked by Union soldiers. And legend claims, there it is. Legend claims that 3 were killed in the house. Supposedly, there's a blood stain in a doorway, roughly the size of a human body, that will not come clean. Some other legends say that cleaners have been unable to push their mop or broom into that space. Again, about the mirror, like it has the children. Other versions of it say you can also see Sarah, like the wife. According to custom, at the time, mirrors were covered after death. But legend says that after the poisoning of the Woodruffs, like everybody was so up in arms, like this mirror was overlooked. And so the uncovered mirror trapped the spirits of Sarah and her children, who are occasionally seen and leave the handprints. The plantation is also reportedly haunted by a young girl who died in 1868 despite being treated by a local voodoo practitioner. She supposedly appears in the room in which she died and has been reported to also practice voodoo on people sleeping in the room.
Spooky. Interesting.
I know. And then lastly, there's the guy, Mr. Winters, who he walks, staggers, crawls up the stairs, stops on the 17th step, where supposedly that's where he dropped dead. He's the victim of the only true verified murder in the house. Again, this is where he was shot and then died in the arms of his wife. And and the whole thing with the 17th step is either that's where he collapsed dead, or that's where he collapsed in his wife's arms. And however, that's just, it's a little contested, but that's where they hear it. And so despite the many ghost stories, again, there's some debate if Chloe ever existed. There's some debate around a lot of these. I think she did exist. I think the records just blow. And regardless, now the residence is known as the Myrtle Plantation Bed and Breakfast. You can stay there. It's also recognized as one of the most haunted houses in America, according to National Geographic. And they do offer historical tours through the day and into the night. And that's the Myrtle Plantation. I would go. Yeah, for sure. Louisiana's great.
I'd stare at that freaking at that mirror.
I would too. I'd wait for the. Would I be spooked when they show up? Yes. Then that would be a true case
you'd shit yourself.
I would. That would be a true case of play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
There you go.
But I would enjoy it nonetheless. So I would totally go. And this was a lot of. I mean, there's some heavy stuff there, but it was a lot of fun to research and ample paranormal activity. I'm not surprised given the history.
Yeah.
And that's the Myrtle Plantation. Do you think Chloe existed?
I think Chloe existed.
Yeah.
The whole thing about that, well, no, there's no record of her.
Yeah, it's like,
Okay, first off, I mean, you said it. Notorious. Families were notorious for changing their slaves' names. I'm not even going to sugarcoat that. And also, in that time, you're going to tell me that families registered every one of their slaves?
You're right. With the census,
census, really. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. And we're going to talk about the Deep South. Right. We're going to talk about the Deep South right now. You're going to tell me everything was done properly?
Right. So I think it's very possible that
I think she existed.
I find the version of the story particularly interesting where she didn't mean to kill the family. She wanted to make them sick and then heal them and then try and elevate her status to that of a healer. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I think that's why I believe in her.
Yeah, right. If I'm going to pick any of the ghosts in that supposed location to believe in, it's Chloe, probably Mr. Winters, and probably either the little girl that died, or the soldiers.
I believe in the Native American.
I mean, maybe, but they're not that. So that was like disputed. They're like, yes, it is Native American burial ground. No, that's legend. So like, until I hear flat out, yes, this is.
Yeah.
Once I hear, yes, this is a Native American burial ground, I'm all aboard that train. Hell yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is also giving me very. You haven't seen the show yet, but
okay.
It's a show called Ghosts.
I've seen part of it. I started watching it.
So it's giving me that vibe of just like there's like a hodgepodge of different
eras
and ghosts apparently here.
I know, right? Yeah. Given how old it is and like the location and all of the shit throughout history that happened, like I could believe it. Like, I think there's got to be at least one ghost up in that shit.
Oh, definitely. And the location.
Right.
And the history of that location. Come on.
Right, for sure.
Shit went down there. Come on.
Shit went down. But anyway, so this was a fun one. Thank you again to
that
listener
was
Brian.
Wonderful. Good job. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. And let us know what you think about all of this. This was a wild episode again. Very much in the realm of spookala boogala.
Yep.
And until next time,
stay strange.